I've been really challenged by the story of Ananias this last week and into the weekend, and and it seems like a little bit of a different story to be challenged by, because Ananias has very little written about him in the Bible, but he is kind of such a key thing. He said yes to God when God came to him to pray for Saul. Now, I did have questions because Saul was this crazy, tyrannous, murderous person who was going around throwing people like Ananias into jail, and his family. So, I mean, when you really put it in human terms, it's like God was asking him to do something that was very uncomfortable, but he said yes. And we don't hear anything else about Ananias, really, as far as I know. His story, that's it. It kind of ends there in the Bible. But the impact of his yes was so significant, because obviously we know the story. Saul becomes Paul. Paul writes 3/4 or 2/3 of the Bible, of the New Testament, and that's impacting us now. And so it's amazing to me that Ananias's yes, a simple yes, has written himself into the DNA of biblical history. And like I said a little bit ago, that there's not a lot else said about him. But it didn't mean that he's not significant. And so I've been really challenged by that thought of, like, the simple yes can shift the trajectory of the kingdom. I mean, that's pretty amazing that Ananias said yes, and the impact has just gone on for thousands of years. Now, I'm not saying every yes we say does that. However, in many ways it kind of does, because the yes today could lay the foundation to somebody encountering the King, and you don't know in 5 generations time what the seed of what you did by saying yes, what it produces later. So that's why the Bible says, to produce fruit that remains. I really believe that's part of it. Anyway, my point is this. This is what really challenged me, is there's nothing, you're not insignificant. There may not be massive significant roles that you play, but you're not insignificant. You're planned out before time even began. I always say that, but it's so amazing to me that the Father thought about you. He thought about me. He planned us out. He delighted in the plan. And even in the simple yes, if he asks you to do something, or he puts something on your heart, trust him with your yes. Trust him with the yes. And you never know what that yes could be setting things up for, because he's so intentional. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope that really encourages your heart. You're not insignificant. Your yes really has an effect in the kingdom, a positive effect.